Hello and welcome. I'm Shilpa Ratnam and you're watching the morning news on CNN News 18. At the top of this bulletin, the Indian cricket team unhappy with after-practice food in Sydney. Her team India did not do practice sessions, allegedly, as it was offered a practice venue in Blacktown, that's in the suburbs of Sydney. They refused because that is 42 kilometers away from the hotel where they are staying at. This is what BCCI sources are telling us. Now, we found out that after practice, the team was offered cold sandwiches, falafel and fruits. This in direct opposition to the hot meals that they are usually served. Now, when it comes to bilateral matches of this sort, the host association is the one that provides the food. And there's also controversy that the practice venue is 42 kilometers away from the hotel, and which is why the team has allegedly skipped practice. So Team India, they're unhappy with the venue and unhappy with the food is what we're hearing. This is the latest coming in. The T20 World Cup is underway and ICC is arranging the food for the T20 World Cup. And but it's Australia that is responsible for the culinary requirements of the Indian team. Vimal Kumar, our senior sports journalist, is live with us. Vimal, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Vimal, what else are we hearing? Because we're told it is not a boycott, is what reports are saying. That the Indian team is just used to hot food after their practice matches because these are grueling sessions. And this has been a curious oversight on part of Australia, which of course has very successfully hosted India previously.
I think there is a bit of confusion. I must clarify to all the viewers who are watching the CNN News 18 right now. See, Indian team were unhappy with the food which was given to them yesterday at lunch when they had a full-fledged practice session at the Sydney cricket ground where I am standing right now. So Indian team spent almost 2.5 hours. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, everyone practiced, and this is the tradition all over the world. Once you finish your practice session, you get your lunch in the stadium. Good lunch normally, and even the press people, we also get the lunch. Normally it's the Indian dishes or whatever the players prefer, but here strangely it wasn't there. It was like sandwich and make your own sandwich, falafel and all those stuff. Players were obviously hungry because they had a practice session from 10:30 to 12:30, and they were expecting that, as is the norm. So obviously players were unhappy. They did go to their hotel room respectively and they had their lunch and they protested about that. They spoke to their team management and the Indian team management conveyed it to the ICC officials. This is not done. That part is perfectly fine. In fact, that was also, we asked the same thing to Paras Mahamre, Indian bowling coach, who just finished his press conference today, just 1 hour back. He also did not want to elaborate. He said that yes, there were issues, but it is left to the team management and they have conveyed their whatever the matter was. But the second point, which is being said, that Indian team in protest, they decided to boycott the second practice day, which is today, because it's 42 kilometers away from the hotel. That is not correct, because when the schedule was met 2 months back, it was decided that the Indian team practice will be there. Because right now, in front of me, the ICC guys are, the South African team is practicing, the Bangladesh team is practicing, the Netherlands team is practicing. So there are only 1 or 2 places where all these three teams are back-to-back practicing. Indian team had a full-fledged practice session yesterday where no team was there. So we need to understand that, and the BCCI media manager had clearly yesterday told us that tomorrow, that is like today there was no any practice session. So mixing these two issues, I think, is slightly unfair and confusing people. The thing is that yes, Indian team were unhappy with the food arrangement yesterday, and obviously they are also little bit unhappy with the hotel in Melbourne, which was a 4-star hotel. Normally, they stay in a five-star hotel whenever they tour Australia because there's a bilateral fee. But since we all have to understand that it is an ICC tournament where so many teams are there, so the arrangements are being done not just keeping India's demands in mind, but all things keeping in mind.
Vimal, if you would clarify about the practice venue, this is apparently 42 kilometers away from the hotel. Was the session scheduled for today? You said yesterday they were practicing. Was a practice session scheduled for today that the Indian team missed for whatever reason?
No. It wasn't scheduled. I must tell you, the moment the Indian team landed in Sydney, it was decided that they will have an optional practice session, which was yesterday. They had an optional practice session, and yesterday, the moment the yesterday practice session got over, we wanted to ask whether there is a full-fledged practice session. Team India said clearly, no, there is no practice session. Team is taking rest because it's a traveling day. They had a high-profile match, and it's a Netherlands where the player needs time to recuperate. So there is no connection between Indian teams being upset over food and then boycotting the practice venue, which is 42 kilometers away from their team hotel. There is no link. This practice venue was decided by ICC 2 months back. It was conveyed to Indian team, and maybe at that point of time they decided that it is not worth it. And as I told you, since there are logistical issues, there are only just one practice area in SCG where right now South African team is practicing. So there is no point you can accommodate 4 teams because South Africa and Bangladesh are also playing. South Africa and Bangladesh are also playing the first game, and India is playing the second game. So they need to be flexible with the timings of the practice game, and that's why Indian team's practice was scheduled. It was Indian team's choice. They decided, no, we will not go that far away. It's not worth it. In any case, just before the match game, it is an optional practice session. Over the last few years, I have been covering with the Indian team. The day before the match is not the full practice session. It's normally optional practice session. Most of these players, they don't turn up. So that's why we had a full-fledged session by Virat Kohli yesterday, Rohit Sharma, everyone else.
Thank you very much, Vimal. That's Vimal there joining us right from Sydney and giving our clarifications about all those varied reports coming in. Thank you very much. Vimal, we'll leave it at that and shift our attention to some news coming in closer home. Reacting to the Indian origin Rishi Sunak becoming Prime Minister of United Kingdom, AIMIM chief Madhusudan Owaisi has said that he wished that a hijab-wearing girl would become the Prime Minister of India one day.
मैं तो बोला कि इंशाल्लाह मेरी जिंदगी में या मेरी जिंदगी के बाद एक हिजाब पहनने वाली बच्ची भारत की प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनेंगी बोल के मैं तो बोला हूँ ये बात मैं तो बोला कि इंशाल्लाह मेरी जिंदगी में या मेरी जिंदगी के बाद एक हिजाब पहनने वाली बच्ची भारत की प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनेंगी बोल के मैं तो बोला हूँ ये बात.
So this is the statement coming in from Madhusudan Mistry in reaction to Rishi Sunak becoming the UK Prime Minister. A minority taking the top spot in UK has sparked off conversation in India as well. And this is a statement coming in from Owaisi. Going across to my colleague Swastika, who brings us more details. Very good morning to you, Swastika. Of course, this has kicked the hornet's nest because there are varied reactions coming in. Swastika, take us through them.
That's right. Asaduddin Owaisi's statement saying that a hijab-wearing girl will one day become the Prime Minister of India in the future is something that he's not saying this for the first time. In fact, he has said this many times in the past, and in fact, he's hitting out at the BJP saying that the Saffron Party is against the freedom of Muslims. They have problems whether Muslims consume halal meat and other lifestyle aspects of the Muslims. He said that the BJP is against Muslim identity. And the reason why the Muslim community feels so left out is because of them being antagonized by the ruling party. But however, he expressed optimism, saying that one day, if a country like UK can have Rishi Sunak as their Prime Minister, then certainly India will also win this change, and perhaps one day there will be a hijab-clad woman becoming the Prime Minister of the country. We are waiting for reactions to Mr. Owaisi's statement, but of course, when he said this in the past, the BJP, in fact, hit out at Owaisi when trying to put the right.
Thank you very much for bringing us up to speed with those details, Swastika. Now, moving on to the Congress appointment. Hectic preparations are underway at the Congress party headquarters as the newly elected President Mallikarjun Kharge gets ready to take oath at 10:30 a.m. today. Sonia Gandhi will hand over the certificate of election and the baton to her successor, marking the beginning of a new non-Gandhi leadership era in the Congress party after 24 years. Meanwhile, former party president and Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has taken a break from the Bharat Jodo Yatra to fly back and attend Mallikarjun Kharge's coronation in New Delhi. Remember, Kharge won with an overwhelming majority while Tharoor got about 12% of the votes. I believe these are live visuals coming in from Raj Ghat, where Mallikarjun Kharge is paying homage to Mahatma Gandhi. He will also be visiting memorials of former Prime Ministers Jawaharlal Nehru, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. Today is the first day Mallikarjun Kharge will be taking charge, and he is visiting Raj Ghat there. Those visuals there on your screen. Change of guard for the first time in 24 years, and Kharge there on your screens.
Well, today is the day when the longest-serving president of the Congress party, Sonia Gandhi, will hand over charge to Mallikarjun Kharge. And today, at around 10:30, he'll be taking charge officially as the Congress president. And we are reporting from Mallikarjun Kharge's residence. And you can see the posters have already been put up by the Congress party congratulating him to becoming the second Dalit president of the Congress party. First, he'll be starting off his day by visiting Rajghat, Shantiwan, and then finally he'll be headed to the Congress headquarters. Now today, Rahul Gandhi will also be present during this ceremony when Mallikarjun Kharge will be taking the charge as the Congress president. He has a lot of challenges ahead of him, but today is the day when after almost 24 years, a non-Gandhi president will be taking charge of the Congress party. So today is the day when finally Congress is getting a non-Gandhi president after 24 years. Do you think this will change how the party works and the future course of the party?
See, change is the law of nature. No, definitely. There will be more hands and more people to soldier the responsibilities. And Kharge ji is a very experienced person and had emerged from nothing. So he had been a long career on electoral politics as well, as a minister also, as an organizer also, and of course the experience of the parliament that will definitely help a lot to the Congress to rise. And already the Congress has started rising ever since Bharat Jodo Yatra has started.
Now, my colleague Siddhant and Yash join us with the latest details. Siddhant joins us from Rajghat, where Mallikarjun Kharge is paying his respects to Mahatma Gandhi, going across to Siddhant. Siddhant, he is expected to be visiting the other memorials as well. Who is accompanying him currently?
Well, the other senior leadership of the Congress party is accompanying Mallikarjun Kharge. Along with him, there's a media team which is also moving and paying homage to Mahatma Gandhi at Rajghat. Then he'll be going to visit the memorials, samadhis of the former prime ministers. Post that, he's going to go to AICC, where this grand ceremony is going to take place. Madhusudan Mistry, Chief of Election Committee of the Congress party, is going to hand over the victory certificate to Mallikarjun Kharge, and this is going to happen in front of the party cadre, the other functionaries of the party, and in fact Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi both are going to be present at this grand ceremony. So Congress party from day one had decided to make this entire process an event, and they are following and they are exactly following that from the campaigning to the counting day, then to the result day, and today is a day when President-elect Mallikarjun Kharge is going to officially take over as the president of the Congress party, and this is perhaps the reason that this grand ceremony has been organized at AICC headquarters, where in front of the party cadre, senior leadership, and in the presence of Rahul and Sonia Gandhi, is going to take charge of the president officially. Also, we have been told that one resolution is also going to get passed, thanking Sonia Gandhi for her contribution, for her decisive leadership all these years, and in fact, that particular resolution will be full of gratitude towards the Gandhi family. So, time and again, election after election, Congress party was slammed and was called a party around a family. In fact, many have also questioned party regarding the internal democracy, that one family has a control over the full party. Now, by organizing such grand events, by making this day big, Congress party wants to give reply to all those who have been questioning the internal democracy within the party. Party is going through bad times electorally. They have governments in 2 states, then they have alliance governments in 2 states, and Mallikarjun Kharge becoming president at this time has a huge responsibility, because after 1 month there's going to be elections in the state of Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat, and he has to make sure that Congress party performs in these 2 states after him taking over as the president. Back to you.
Well, yes, indeed, Siddhant. He has big challenges ahead of him, especially uniting Congress in the face of those upcoming polls. But it's interesting that you mentioned that the resolution thanking Sonia Gandhi will be passed today. We'll keep an eye on that. Also going across to my colleague Yash, who joins us from Mallikarjun Kharge's residence. Very good morning to you, Yash. Earlier, we'd seen the kind of viral dance celebrations that had taken place outside Mr. Kharge's residence when he was announced as the Congress president. And now today, one of the biggest days in his career, if not the biggest. He's always been a top contender for the chief ministerial post, but never could ascend to that. So this perhaps the highest post he has seen in the party, a Congress loyalist and octogenarian, a very important day for the Congress party, but especially for him as well. What are the kind of celebrations we can witness today, and what is taking place at his residence this morning?
Well, Shilpa, very good morning, and I'll start by showing you these posters which have been put up by the Congress party over here at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence, congratulating him as taking charge as Congress president. While the celebration will have already begun at the All India Congress Committee headquarters at Akbar Road, right now Mallikarjun Kharge is actually paying his respect to Mahatma Gandhi, and then he'll be also going to the memorials of Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi. So today he has a packed day ahead of him. After visiting those memorials, he'll be probably headed to AICC, and probably he'll be also having a meet with Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi. And today is actually a very important day, and Congress has maintained it so far since the beginning of this entire process. They have actually projected this thing as a mega democratic event, as they've been targeting the Bharatiya Janata Party and other parties. On the one hand, the parties have been questioning that there is no democracy in the Congress, and with this event, with this entire process of choosing their new president, they have shown them, as what the Congress is saying, that still internal democracy exists in our party. And these are some certain challenges which are actually ahead of Mallikarjun Kharge, be it in the internal politics of be it the party politics or the electoral politics. Right now, Congress is struggling on the both ends. If we try and understand the situation in totality, currently they have governments in 2 states, and they are junior partners in other 2 governments. And right now, what is happening in the Congress also could worry Mr. Kharge. Reason being, what happened just days ahead of filing nominations for this very post, when we saw.
Stay with us, because we're also joined by our senior political editor Pallavi Ghosh, who brings us the latest details. Very good morning to you, Pallavi. Big day for Congress and for Mallikarjun Kharge. What will be the ceremonial arrangements for the day?
Well, at 10:30 is when actually the entire event is expected to begin. And what happens is that the election committee's chairperson, Madhusudan Mistry, gives that certificate of victory to Mallikarjun Kharge. I remember the last time round when Sonia Gandhi handed over charge to Rahul Gandhi. It was a brief, emotive ceremony. I guess it's going to be a repeat of that today. Of course, in attendance are the two Congress chief ministers of Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. Rahul Gandhi too has taken a break from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Is expected to be a part of that event, which is going to roughly last an hour. But while we all talk about Mallikarjun Kharge, I think it's only fair enough to speak about the longest running president of the Congress party and across political parties is that of Sonia Gandhi. Her contributions are something which already we are seeing the Congress leaders put out on their social media platforms. The fact is that even in the midst of the Congress's disastrous performance in the last few years, she's the only one perhaps in recent times who has ensured after Indira Gandhi that the Congress comes back to power at the center twice over. And not only that, to take on a very powerful, charismatic leader like Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So that's the credit which goes to Sonia Gandhi. That's the legacy she leaves behind. But then the question, Shilpa, also over here, which needs to be asked is that will she really be replaced? Can Sonia Gandhi be forgotten? I don't think the Congress party wants to do that. She continues to remain as the chairperson of the UPA. She remains the chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, which means as long as she does that, she has two powerful functions with her. One, of course, is that inside the parliament, the strategy, the negotiations are going to be largely the responsibility of Sonia Gandhi. And as a UPA chairperson, negotiations with opposition political parties is going to be her task, her responsibility. And this becomes important because we are heading very soon into a 2024 Lok Sabha elections.
Thank you very much for bringing us up to speed, Pallavi, and would also